Hello and welcome back to another makeup video. So for today's video we're doing this cut creased look. I have slightly hooded eyes, so I kind of try and give my hints and tips as we go along. I really hope you like this look and let's just get into it. I'm trying out a new setup. I'm actually hanging off the edge of my chair. So today I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. I don't know if they still sell this one. Honestly not sure. I hope they do because it's, as you can tell, it's my favourite colour. But it's such a nice palette. What I'm going to try to do is in the description box, if they don't have this specific palette, I will try and get as many similar ones. I'll obviously talk you through the shades of colours that we're going to be using as well, purely because you can kind of get an idea, like once you know the basics you can use the same idea with any colour. I find for me this has always been my go-to. So enough blabbling. So to start off this look, I'm going to take a fluffy brush. Obviously I've already done my eyes, so these are already all dirty. But I'm going to take a fluffy brush, just any fluffy brush really, and I'm going to stick with these sorts of shades. So I'm going to start off with this shade here, and we're going to get it on the brush and then tap. I'm just going to use the mirror that's on here. I'm going to give it a quick wipe first. I just dropped so much. Okay, there's the brush. So give it a tap off, and then we're just going to start. Oh, I should say, normally I would prime my eyes with the P. Louise Prime base, but I've been out this morning, so I've already done my face makeup. I can't say makeup. So I've been out today, so I've already done my face makeup. There we go, I can say it right now. So I had to powder my eyelids so they wouldn't crease. So I don't know what would happen if I were to put primer on, so I'm not doing that today. But obviously if you prime your lids, it will give you a longer lasting eyeshadow and the pigment will be so much better. So keep that in mind. So normally I would prep my lids with that primer. So we're just going to go in and we're going sort of on the crease and above the crease with this colour, and we're just going to use Wind Wiper Motions. See how that's just sort of added a sweep of colour. So we're going to take it all the way across the lid and into the tear duct. As you can see, I've taken this quite high, so because I have kind of hooded eyes, I mean you can already kind of tell with this, you can't really see the makeup, so I tend to try and take it as high as possible, so that you can actually see that there is something on my eye. Or maybe I should just get smaller eyelashes, you know, that could probably solve a lot of my problems. I'm just going to keep applying the colour, going back in. I'm going to add a bit more just to the outer corner there, to give a bit more depth. Okay, so once that is blended out to your satisfaction, just going to go some wipe. We're then going to go in with a smaller brush. So this one I've actually got a name for, is the Morphe M456, and we're going to take this colour here. I'm just going to load it up in this brush. I'm really sad that I've hit pan on this colour. And again, just tap it off. So I'm going to focus this colour in the crease line and then on the outer corner, so a bit lower than where we just put that original shade. So I'm just going to pat it in and then blend. Now I find when you're doing a cut crease, you want the shadow to be quite have a lot of depth to it, because when you're cutting the crease, if it doesn't have a solid difference between the colours, you don't really notice the cut crease as well, yeah. So I really do try and go as deep with the colour. Let's keep building that until you're happy. Don't be scared of this as well, because if it goes too, if you think there's a bit that's too harsh, not blended well, I go back in with the brush that I just used for the first colour and I just blend out the edges. I put no other colour on it, just blend. So I'm just gonna quickly really get that depth in there. Okay, so final colour, like this is literally, I don't use many colours for this, obviously you could use more, but so I'm gonna go in with this colour here, and I'm literally just gonna use the other side of this brush. I'm gonna give it a quick wipe. You can also use, I have the makeup brush cleaning spray, this one's just from Primark, but it's quite good if you're doing like a colourful makeup look. You just get like a bit of toilet paper, spray it either on the brush or on the paper, and it just gives it a quick clean while you're halfway through a makeup look. So again, highlight on the brush, tap it off, and we're really just going to focus it on the outer corner here. Again, adding to that depth in the crease. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now here's the tricky part. I saw this tip on someone's makeup video. I have no idea whose, but hang on a second. Okay, so the tip is, to get a really sharp cut crease, to remove the eyeshadow that's on the eyelid. So I'm just using the Crease Double Effect Makeup Remover. I got this out of a, oh my gosh, focus. I got this out of a glossy box, and honestly this stuff is amazing. Honestly, this stuff is so good. I'm gonna film a get on ready with me, like a skincare kind of thing, and you'll see there just how good it is. So I think I'll just use this mirror again. So basically what you want to do is you want to get a cotton bud, and carve out where you want your cut crease to be. So I actually have slightly hooded eyes, so I do my cut crease above the crease so that you can actually see. I probably could have done it a little bit higher with this one, but so we're just gonna, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but literally start carving. See how that just makes it a little bit easier to then carve the crease with your whatever you use. Okay, so to cut the crease, I'm using the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01. So what I do with this is I just put a tiny bit on the back of my hand. Now the brush, I use a different brush every time I do this. So today I used this brush, which is part of the Morphe set that I will link below. So this is what I used today. So we just take what's on the hand and just pat and get the product on there. So I just try and follow the line that I've already carved out with my makeup remover. This is a lot harder to do when you already have a full face of makeup on. I definitely would recommend, if you were to do a cut crease, to not have foundation on, because I get quite messy, especially at this part. So my advice to you is don't do what I've done. Look at that light. This is a lot of pressure. I mean, look at that. I'm taking it out to about the centre of the eye, and then just to kind of fade that, I'm going to take my ring finger and just pat out the edges. I'm also just going to pat on the lid just to take away any excess. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with the Morphe M456, which is what I used this colour for. I'm going to go back in with this colour just to blend into this slightly. And then we're going to take the darker colour that we used before, just to really darken up this corner. So this is the Morphe M433. So I'm first going to go in with the light shimmery shade, this one here, and then I'm going to go in with this one. So first up, the light one, so just pat it on the brush. And we're going to put this in the inner corner. And because the base that we used to cut the crease is a primer, that's really going to stick well to that. Obviously a smaller brush would be better for this, to really get in the corner. And then we're going to use the darker colour, tapping again for the centre of the eye, just to, I always do this, I don't know why, I don't know if it makes a difference, but I always put the darker. So what I've done for this, by the way, I've just flipped my brush around so you can see the lighter side and the darker side for the dark glitter. It's not glitter, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a pigment. Doesn't say. But I prefer it to glitter. I think glitter eyeshadow looks amazing, but it always hurts my eyes. So I kind of choose against that. I'm going to take a blending brush to blend out any sharp lines. So yeah, and that is your cut crease. So before I add the lashes, I'm just going to put a small bit of liner on the lash line. I'm going to use, any liner will do really, this is just the one I have to hand. How do you say that? Ciate? I don't know, but it's a stamp and drag. So see, if we're doing a winged liner, this is my cheat. That's not working, it will literally not focus. But one side is a stamp for a wing, so you stamp it, then you get your liner side and you drag. Honestly, it's a game changer. So I'm literally just gonna do the thinnest line along the last line. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a pair of lashes. So these are the lashes I'm using for this are the Missy Lash from Luscious Lashes. I really can't say that. I absolutely love their lashes, like they're really good quality. So I'm just gonna get my glue. So I just used the Duo brush on adhesive. I like the brush part of it. I found that I love the Duo glue, the blue one that's a squeeze tube. I love that one, but I always found that it would either not come out at all, or I'd put way too much and waste the product. And you know, we're not about that life. So I quite like the brush applicator. So while the lashes are drying, I'm going to take my mascara and pull a really funny face. So I'm just going to do the top lashes, because I find if you do the bottom lashes, by the time you've stuck on the false lashes, it's just a bit of a mess. So do not pull my face. Just enough to give them that lift. Do you know what I like about this look is you could definitely just wear mascara with it if you wanted to. You definitely don't have to wear lashes. So I'm using the Luscious Lashes applicator. I didn't know I needed this until I got it. Honestly, applicators are game changers. So I think it's tacky enough now. Shouldn't blow on it. Do not blow on it. So let's hope this sticks. Okay. So to finish off this look, of course it's gonna put some colour on the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna go in with the lighter colour that we used again and a really small brush and just chuck it under. Did you see me way to make I was way to peel face there. And then when that's on, we're going to take the second colour we used just to really define the lower lash line. Now that that's done, we're just going to take mascara and pull the face. Okay, you can't not pull a face doing this, okay? So that is the final look. Yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it. Also follow me on Instagram. I'll put all the links below. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time.